Hello, 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 hello. How's everybody doing? I was supposed to be here earlier, but I was being nosy over on Pam's channel. So it's Monday. We're going to hang around a little bit. I've been out mowing the yard this morning. I've been busy. Did a lot today. Did a lot. So we're going to be talking about some things. I do have my chat up, but I'm pulling my other one up too. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. How is everybody doing? Dawn, listen. I am so, if I could do it longer, I would. So proud of you. That video, I didn't comment. I don't think I commented because I was watching it. I paused on the lawnmower to watch it. And I was like, oh, Lord, let me finish with this before it get hot. And so I didn't get to, I don't think I commented on it. But I am super duper proud of you. Your studio looks amazing. Amazing. And yes, you did have it right. That little thing that you pulled your recliner down on, that is exactly what I was talking about. I would love to have one of those to put me some paints in. Oh, it's so cute, so cute. So, hi Lydia. Hi Paula K. Bernadette. I saw Barb. Let me get, oh, this don't go up there. Get my chat up over her. Got my little Texas twang. I was talking with daughter number 3. Let me make sure the volume is down. I hate to hear myself. And we just had a great conversation. I don't know why all that stuff is showing up on my thing, but no worries. We're gonna. Okay, now I got everybody. All right. We have Lydia, Barb. It came with stained glass tools in it. Nice. What'd you do with the tools? Did you get rid of the tools? Let's see. I got everybody. Okay, I got everybody. Want to make sure. That's why I want to make sure. So everybody hit the thumbs up. Let me thumbs up myself. Boop, boop. There we go. And there we go. Let's put this down. And let's keep it kind of right there. Make it a little smaller. So I used last night when I was on with Di, I used Restream. Now that I know how to do everything through my eCam, I'm happy now. That makes life so much easier. And because I still like to do mine the way I like to do mine. I figured out how to make my hand, left hand, right hand. Do y'all see it that way, right? This is my left hand. This is my right hand. Because it was not like that last night. And I was just like, whoa, wait a minute. How will I do that? No, I have the tools still in case I ever get inspired to find. Like we need another hobby. But that's cool, though. That's cool. Last night when Di was doing the rocks, I thought that was cool. But I was like, nope, we are not going to do it. Not going to do it. Nope. The only thing I'm going to add to that, I'm adding to my repertoire of things that I'm doing is learning how to embroidery. In old school embroidery, not on the machine. I want to have the little hoop thing and doing it by hand. As my grandma said, my other grandma said, well, if you'd have learned, sat down when I was trying to teach you, I call her my bougie grandmama. But it's like, who is interested in embroidering? I learned how to quilt. Like, I don't want to quilt with the machine on it. So, y'all, I'm going to pivot today. I was thinking, is she being right-handed right now? Right? I was not. And then when I read the chat, I was like, oh, Lord, I knew it had to be something. I just couldn't go over to the stream and it be just perfect. But I think Restream is it. I don't have no other platforms. OBS, so I can do it from OBS, Restream, StreamYard. That's it. I don't think there are no more that I've seen that we use over here in the craft world. But check this out. So yes, Saturday, I did a, what do you call it? A class with Gouche. And when I tell you, I'm in love. We are marrying them. They were meant to be together. Okay? They are meant to be together. So this is one I did, popped on there because I came on yesterday. Most of y'all that are here now was here yesterday. I went down the artist gouache rabbit hole and I'm ordering a Utrecht artist gouache from Blick. Oh, Bart, please use my affiliate link. Please and thank you. Yes, thank you, thank you. Oh, I love it. I also felt wet and dry. I also felt wet and dry. I'm gonna wait on that. But so this right here was what I put over it. So I'm gonna try to wait until next month, but I know it's not gonna work because when I get something and I like it, and I love it. It's this. It just works. Okay, I'll use your fit. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's just it works, and it should not. I'm let me slow down. I feel like Di last night when she was doing a thing. I'm just so excited about it. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Do felting with wool. Oh. Oh, I also felt. Okay, got it. You know, I was like, I was gonna wait on it. Yeah, because you had on your video, you had your little the wool sheep or the sheep or something like when you were showing your stuff you had made. I was just like, look at her. But I am so proud. When I looked at that video, I just started doing a little dance. I was like, look at her. Declutter. You can see her island is there. You can see around it. She has separate spaces. Should I say we're going to see how long it should last? Or do you feel like you're at a place where you got a handle on it and you're going to be good no matter what you do in the studio? Love it. Okay, so let me start out by saying hello, Team Replay. Thank you for joining. Thank you for popping in. Thank you for taking the time to join us over here on Slapping Paint on Paper, where today we're going to be talking about what if this is the life you prayed for. And I am Karen McCoy. I am going to be your guide to healing and joy through slapping paint on paper, right? So, and if you happen to be scrolling through and you're on Team Replay and you are not subscribed to the channel, if anything that I've said as we go along in this video process for Team Replay, do subscribe. Hit that subscribe button, that bell notification all, because I've been known to pop up for the rest of the year. I possibly can be popping up a lot because being on YouTube, hanging out definitely gives me joy. Slapping paint on paper where we heal one brush stroke at a time. Okay, and so just check this out. I want you to acknowledge the weight of the title. What if? Remember I said we don't do the what ifs of life? This is one of those kind of the times where we're going to ignore that rule because we need it. You know how in math they say ignore that rule because you need to do this? That's what we're saying right now, right here. What if this is the life you prayed for? Now, that slaps the hell out of me. Because in order for me to say that to me, I have to say I've had to go through all the things that I've gone through, losing 2 children and a granddaughter, to get to this point in this place. And I will have to say yes. Because I really truthfully believe if my daughter and granddaughter hadn't died, I wouldn't have like literally stopped in my tracks with the choices that I was making in life, things that I was doing. My children were my everything. I did everything based on, okay, I need to do this so that it'll be better for them. I need to do this so this will be better, whatever. That was how it was. But God was trying to remind me that my children wasn't going to be around always. You know, those kids, they grow up. They usually come back around 30, that I'm learning. But for the most part, it was you have to acknowledge that the things that you have gone through. So pause right now and think about the things that you have gone through up until this point, this very moment at 3:10 Central Standard Time. 4:10 Eastern time. Right now, everything that you can think about that can flood back in your mind. And as a woman, I know we can get it all going. But think about those things. Life doesn't always look like that dream that we picture. I told y'all I had my idea of, I like the Waltons. And I realized looking at the Waltons now, I like the Waltons because I was pretty much mirroring what I thought family should look like from like the Waltons. We can get through it, all the things, no matter what, right? So sometimes it's exactly what we once asked for, just in a different wrapper. So think about that. The what if, where you are right now, like you prayed for some part of it and you had to get through some of it to get to where you are. And God is still doing some things so he can unwrap you so that you can be all that you need to be where you're going. So when you look at it in that sense, the what if this is the life you prayed for? It's okay, right? And so I had to, everybody that was on my live yesterday, it was me being live because I needed to make sure that I handled my whole thought process, my whole psyche. And it was more to show people who have lost and who have been through something. Hey, Sarah, all the things. I wanted to show them in real time how I do it. Now, yesterday was a great day. I didn't shed a tear yesterday. I hung out with y'all. Then we went from here. Then we went over there and hung out with Di and hung out with her. And we slapped some paint on some paper. This is one of the things I created while me and her was painting. I put some paint, slapped some paint on some journal pages that we're going to take apart and put in journals, because we're going to introduce journals in August and flow over into September into creating them, because that's what I'm going to do for October and December in memory of Joshua and Tanika. So it's going to end in December because their birthday is in December. And we're going to make a couple of journals, not like I did, I think, last year, but these are going to be in memory of Joshua and Tanika's line, kind of, sort of, like, kind of. But it's going to be regular journals that I can put in my store and, sell. We'll call them junk journals if need be. But right now, in my mental, I'm being very strategic about them. But, hey, I can pivot, right? So, yeah. So that's what I was thinking as I was adding gouache to the desk. It's here. It's going to stay. Y'all, where's the other one? I had another one. Oh, I cut it up and made cards out of it yesterday. It was so daggone pretty. That's what I did. That's what I was just like, what did I do with them things? But where are they? Where are they? Here they go. So if you was here yesterday, you saw this is started with watercolor. The base is watercolor. The top is gouache. Tell me they need to be married. They need to be married like William and Karen need that, like we are married. They need to be married. Faux show. Okay, let me go over here and do a thing. I feel like I need to. So what's everybody doing today? Like I said, I did mowed about 4.5, 5 acres. Might have been more than that because I did the front. Yeah, it might be more than 5 acres actually. Might be. Okay, what do I want? I'm going to do that, but so I knew you were going to be on. Okay, I booped that. I did it. Okay, I want to make sure that was there. All right, let's see. That. There we go. Okay, Barb, I was doing this, finishing up my work. Are you at the Ritz, Bernadette? Okay. So the paints that I'm going to be talking about today, I felt the need because I do have an affiliate link through Blick, and the Utrecht. These were done with Winsor and Newton, but y'all know because I did these yesterday with Winsor and Newton, I'm going to pull out the Utrecht, and we're going to use Utrecht. But these right here are Utrecht and Winsor and Newton. So I kind of combine. Oh, okay, cool. Bernadette, are you going to the women's thing next weekend? I'll be there next weekend for the program. Went to the gym, got a strawberry maca at Foxtail Coffee Shop, not Starbucks. And now purging in my studio while watching. Oh, nice. So, Dylan, when you did the video and you had said you was looking at Pam, I was like, darn, do I not have my thing turned off? Because I was looking at her earlier, and I was like, did I not cut it off? But it was it was on your video, so I was just like, oh, okay, she's watching her too. Okay, got it. Okay. Now, where is, oh, here we go. We got our pretty palette. Okay, well then I will see you next, not this Friday, but next Friday. I will be in town, in and out. I will be in and out. I'm only coming for the conference, for sure. So I'll get there Friday and leave Sunday. Y'all know I have to be back here in the studio for Monday. I don't want to do it on location if I don't have to. Okay, so this was the thing. Let's talk about this gouache. I learned some things during the conference, and I learned more about watercolors just meant to be transparent. The colors, the thing that throw us off is when we get a color like transparent yellow, and it's watercolor. Yellow is already going to be transparent, first of all, to me. And then yellow is going to be very, very light. I can't remember which one was, but some of the colors it is what it is. But it's okay, right? So when they were talking about, and then the other thing I couldn't grab on is like, why did some gouache say artist gouache, right? And some says acrylic gouache. I had to go down the rabbit hole. I had to find out what the answer was. So that's why I took the class. That's why I took this, joined this conference. Let's call it that. I don't know what we call these things these days. So, but I learned, and then I got the replay till October. So today I went over the people that was giving explanation to my questions. My question was, and y'all know, once I get a question, I want to know. And I'm going down the rabbit hole, and I'm going to find my answer till it's pleasing to me, till I get it. Artist gouache for Utrecht it's called artist gouache and brands. For Winsor Newton, it's called designer gouache. And there's also Winsor and Newton. There's also acrylic gouache. Holbein, it's called acrylic gouache and artist gouache. So that was my first question. Why do I have two names? Aren't they the same? And the answer was no, they are not the same. And the lady showed me, and when she showed me, I had to do this for you guys. I only have designer gouache. I'm a little bougie. I don't start back at the other one. I thought one was like student grade and artist grade. It's not. Right? It's not. It is what you want it to be. So Winsor Newton's gouache is praised for its high quality, consistent with the vibrant colors, right? So I was like, okay, let's go with that. But which one did I want? Well, when I went into Hobby Lobby, Michael's, they had designer, and then they didn't have anything else. They only had designer. Holbein only had acrylic. And if I know what I know now, I would have got the acrylic. But I thought I was, again, I didn't want student grade. So designer gouache is opaque. We know we want light fastness. But the thing that gets you with, so you don't, so we won't, so I don't confuse you. Let me go there. I'm going to talk for gouache for beginners. I'm going to find my notes because I got notes because I want to make sure that I was asking myself the right questions. All right. So the question was, what makes artist grade different from acrylic? The lady said, just because it says acrylic, it doesn't make it natural that you would think that it's acrylic. Well, it's the binder that makes it a little bit more. So when you think about the gouache in the artist grade gouache, you're holding the pigment. I think I said this yesterday. It's pure pigment, and it's mixed with more gum arabic, and it's not mixed with plastic and, stuff. Think acrylic, what acrylic paint really is. Well, acrylic gouache dries matte, and it's done. The artist grade gouache, you can wake it up over and over and over and over. It will never get tired of being waken up. That's the versatility in it. So hence, and it layers. So when you want to do, let's say you want to do a layered flower that you don't have time to do all the things, right? This is a watercolor base, and it topped it off with gouache. And you kind of can see, I did gouache last night, and this was the one I did on Dye's channel. So no, this is not. This is the one I did last night. This one is watercolor based. So today I'm going to show you because I feel like there's people that need to see so they can have fun with it. I want you to have fun because the fun is having gouache and acrylic gouache and knowing the difference sometimes, because y'all know when I tell y'all, don't worry about the outcome, just slap the paint on the paper. Okay, well, I can say that most of y'all, I believe my gouache are water based. Okay, which means it's wake up. So it's like artist gouache. Now, when you go down artist gouache, that's when you go down that rabbit hole of student grade or whatever. It's artist gouache. It's rewettable. It can wake up. But if it's acrylic gouache, then it's not going to wake up so easy. It's not going to wake up at all. I'm sorry. Not that it's not. So, acrylic gouache swaps. So the one swaps gum arabic for an acrylic polymer binder, right? So artist gouache has a gum arabic, which is like watercolor, right? So acrylic has a polymer binder. So, which means that they're part of the same family of binders found in acrylic paint. That's what I wrote down. That's what she said. Which means it dries. It's waterproof and permanent, just like acrylics. Not these. I don't have it. Those are acrylics. It'll say acrylic gouache. You can layer on top without disturbing what's underneath. Now, this is the fun part. If that's what you want to do, which is at this point in my life, what I want to do is slap my paint on paper and then bring that flower up where it looks like it's literally blooming right before your eyes. That's what I want. And you don't have to do it so hard when you get to using the artist gouache, right? So it has the same matte, flat, and traditional gouache, but without the ability to re-wet. Now that's acrylic gouache. Artist gouache is just like watercolor. Opaque, just like it. It's made with pigment and gum arabic, just like watercolor. Same as watercolor, right? So when you touch, it has a touch of chalk or white pigment to increase opacity, which is why most people that use it don't use white. They just kind of let the paper be the white, or they kind of use it in a different way. The finish is matte and it's perfect. Even color blocks kind of looks poster-like. So the downside to artist gouache is because it's water soluble, it's not permanent. If you paint over it or get it wet later, it can smudge or re-dissolve. That's some good information. Now, and then the other thing, to take it a step further, let's say you do artist gouache because you like the way it behaves and all the things, and you're done. You've married your watercolor and your gouache together, and you're done. This is where I would tell you, if you want it sealed, that's when we use the Dorland's wax or a sealer, so that you can seal it up, and then you don't have to worry about, it doing anything else except for looking like it looks. So let's jump into it. Anybody got any questions? I just had to share. Oh, and another thing about gouache is you do not have to use heavy paper because you're not using a lot of water. That was fun too, watching the person sit up there and do that. And I was like, wait a minute. And then he was painting and he was just like, they were just like, well, where's the gouache? And he's like, it's not time for the gouache to show up. And I was like, whoa, wait a minute. Somebody talking my language. So traditional gouache is opaque, like watercolor, and rewettable. Acrylic gouache is a matte, just like acrylics. Can't be reworked, can't wake it up, can't do none of that. That's a nice little, let's say, close to whatever. Now, all I have is watercolor. If you even have some mixed media tan paper, I thought I had some. Oh, you know what? I know what I was going to do. Hold on. I'm not going nowhere, but I don't know how well you can hear me when I walk on that side of the studio. I'm going to use this mixed media right here. We're gonna play around. We're gonna play around with it. I'm gonna hang around a little bit today. Oh, look at my bee. I forgot what I was doing. Look, let's just use this. We're not gonna we are going to take some yellow and put it right there. And let's see, since this is white, we're not going to worry about that. Oh, I got some of that right there. All right, let's wake this up. So with your palette, and this has been out all night, don't recommend it. That's one thing they did, but don't worry about the pan. Your watercolors, if I had these in a pan, they won't be able to go in my tins. So that was another thing. They said, as you put gouache in, you pour it, you need to have something to seal it. And some people said they kept theirs in the refrigerator. And I was like, well, do now. So remember, we say they re-wet, they're just like watercolors. So that's what they're doing. They're going to wake up. And I feel like I need a flat brush, because this brush is more detailed brush. And with gouache, you need to have a stiff brush. It could be a watercolor brush, but a little bit more stiff. And I think Winsor & Newton. This one is a Royal Lang something. Look at that. On black paper. McCoy Roddy's, you're not, I thought you were getting off today. Are you on your way home? Look at that. Oh, but it's going to be in your studio doing. I don't think he'll eat it. But look at that. You see that color? So I guess you can say gouache behaves like acrylic, but we're going to let that dry. Dawn, did y'all see yesterday when I was on, I pulled out my heating tool? Di says, oh my God, let's put this on the calendar. I was like, yeah, put it on the calendar, because you're not going to see that too often. Not at all, because I don't use that too much. Oh, if you put it in the fridge, yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't think Dawn, I don't think, because of where you live, as long as you have it in a sealer thing, I don't think you would have to, because you're not like around here or more Texas, those really, really places. I guess we can humid places, but the people that put it in the refrigerator, they said they put it in there because they didn't want to have to keep really working to wake it up. Yeah, he thinks it's free game. Yeah, Mr. McCoy thinks that too. I have a shelf that's just for me. And then when I wanted him, like if I don't eat it or whatever, I'll be like, hey, you can have this. I'll put it on the shelf that's meant just for him. He's like, he's Mikey. He'll eat it. Okay, you see? Oh, that was hair. See how that is drying up? So, of course, you want more. So, more. But this is what gouache reminded me of, was life, right? It reminded me of, thinking about the life you prayed for, thinking about where you are in life, all of that. And then when I think about gouache, I was thinking about how the colors, because I got more of this on my brush than I did with, regular watercolor. And so in life, you think about the things that you dreamed about. We've been talking about all this month, decluttering the mind, so that you can really, really hone in on what is it, or are you on the right path that you need to be on? Because some of us are on our path, some of us are good where we are, but can you get gooder? Bad English, but a good analogy. Can you get gooder? Yep, I wonder if it's a William thing. I don't know, because the boys, when they come around, the kiddos come around, they just want to eat what's ever in the refrigerator. So I think it's just a man thing, because the girls don't do it. The boys are the only ones that just go in the refrigerator and eat it and then say later, oh, I'll replace it. You can't replace something that I cook for me. So there we go. We got that. That's what I want to do with that. Now I'm going to let that sit here. We're going to move this here. And I'm going to let it dry, because I'm doing a couple things. So but when you think about, now we're going to pull out watercolors, and I'm trying to think what color. I think I'm going to do blue. We're going to pull out our blue palette, because we're still working with our monochromatic palettes. But life doesn't always look like the dream we picture. Sometimes it's exactly what we asked for. It just comes in a different wrapper. Think about it like, use it as a journaling prompt that you might want to slap some paint on some paper as we talk, or journal, whatever. But remember, I pick a color. I picked blue, not because it's Monday and whatever, but just because blue does bring me joy. All right, I need a bigger brush. And we need to, let's go into, I'm going to stick to Utrecht. Let's see, no, maybe I won't. Let's do that. Might help if you wake it up just a little bit. There we go. I tell you what, Pam is on a roll over there. She's doing her thing. I am not mad at her. All right, I'm going to just draw, just kind of, we're just going to kind of play with it a little bit. We're not going to draw flowers, because if I draw some flowers, I'm going to be wanting to make cards. That's what I've been doing. Let's just kind of run this on out. And the other thing is, when you're using gouache, you see how we got all that water? You don't need all that water with the gouache. Yes, Bart. Blue means peace for me as well. And it has nothing to do with being a favorite color. It just really calms my nervous system. Like, I don't know I can't explain it. Okay, there we go. We're going to put some more, just kind of. All right, now that's blue watercolor. I'm going to let that dry. What's on the other side? Plain piece of paper. Oh, where's my ruler? Barb's color is blue. What's everybody else's color? If you don't mind putting it in the chat. Chat it up, chat it up. Look at that. That is even drying pretty. Y'all, I got a bin to put out there for the... It's more for the FedEx man than the UPS man. But my daughter was just like, hey, what do you got something to have it stable so it doesn't fly away when the weather's bad? I was like, oh, I didn't even think about that. So we added it to Mr. McCoy's honeydew list. All right, so I got everything everywhere. I need to dry. I want this. All right, let's get a brush. Greens and blues. So today, yeah, I can see you feeling greens and blues. You got some. Why do you choose greens and blues for today for your color? Let's use this. Oh, I said blue. Oh, well, I done put it on my brush now, so I'm not wasting it. Watch this. And remember I said you need a brush that's a little bit not very movable. This one is very movable. You want it to be nice and stiff. So we're going to rinse that one out because it's a real watercolor brush. That is almost dry. I'm going to need it to be completely dry because of what I'm going to do to it. Oh yeah, I can't use Emma LaFave brushes. They are definitely harmonic, yes. I could agree with that. All right. This one will work. It's a little stiff, not as hard. Wet it a little bit. When you wet your brush, dry it off. Oh, okay, there we go. So this side, very pigmented, and that side you can still see. So when you're thinking about gouache, you're thinking about, and remember these are the artist's gouache. Oh, it's a little warm in here. When you're thinking about the artist's gouache, so it's going to be a little, like it's going to perform like watercolor. So I don't have any acrylic. Wait, I take that back. I have Hemi. And Hemi is like the acrylic gouache. Let's pull the blue out. And when I tell y'all I was going down the rabbit hole, but it was a good hole. You know, not all rabbit holes are good. Anytime I would see my son's name and I would click on it, it would take me down a very bad rabbit hole. Probably wasn't bad for the people that started the hole, but it wasn't good for me. All right, let's pull the blue out because we only want one. Oh, I'm finna get messed up. Finna have fun. Let's wake this up. Let's just take some out and put it right there. Have anybody seen Maddie around the tube? I want to know how things went. I didn't know when she was coming back, but I hope her weekend went well. Got her new daughter-in-law. Okay. Oh, look at that. You see that? Oh, no worries, Paula K. You ain't missed nothing. I really just been over here playing with this gouache, but look at that. Do you see the difference in that? So let's take that, and I'm going to slide that on top of this. So this is the fun part of gouache. When you go and combine them to your watercolors, you're building layers that are fun. So when you're thinking about your life and thinking about the things that have been maybe not so good for me, having to, lose 2 children, not so great, not so good, no way, shape, form, or fashion. But that's the base layer of this right here. Okay, I've lost some things. Some things made me cry. But I'm building on top of that because it doesn't go away. What you've already experienced in your life does not go away. But you can keep adding layers, which makes it great, right? And that's why I say when that paint started talking to me yesterday, and I was like, God, I feel you. I got you. I see what you're saying. I understand. So in hindsight, now, 18 years later, I get the joy that you've given me. I get the testimony that you gave me, that you're going to keep me, right? So the one thing that I prayed for years ago, as I was sitting there on the side of the bed just crying, was just like, Lord, just give me my joy back. I wanted my joy back. Help me to get my joy back. What do I need to get my joy back? And hence, he used a tool. The tool was watercolor, but he used a person to reintroduce me to the creative side of me. Like, it's been there. And he used LaQuisha to, like, oh, wait, introduce me to Barb. Barb showed me all her things. Introduced me to Bridget. Bridget showed me all her things. Introduced me to all these different creative people that I learned so much, and I got to choose what I wanted to layer or add on top. Now, the good thing is about this is it does not stop here. Now, the thing of it here, like watercolor and the acrylic gouache, add layers, and you won't have to worry about waking up what's beneath. Because I have the artist gouache, that means if I keep scrubbing or whatever, then I'll wake it up, and I don't want to do that. So when you look at it this way, so when I get the acrylic gouache, then we could add another top. Well, that is acrylic gouache. I'm sorry, I forgot I pulled out that one. So we can go up, but let's see. We got white over here. So much for monochromatic, but what does it say? Which explains it. I'm becoming a huge onion. So many layers. Yes, Dawn, yes. That was all divine, not a coincidence. Listen, when I told y'all, when God started talking to me through the paint, I'd be like, boo. Okay, let's see. Is this dry? It needs to be somewhat dry. But this is why these flowers, I layered these flowers and it sat up. They're still, like, that's what it did. You just keep building on top of it, which is the fun part of gouache. That's what I was trying to figure out. Why did people, like, why didn't I see anybody doing watercolor and gouache? That's what I was saying. Like, but then, like, Sarah Burns would use gouache, but she wouldn't really combine watercolor like I was wanting to. But yesterday when the man did that, pretty much the base of his portrait was watercolor, and then everything else he layered on top was gouache. Hey, as long as I don't start smelling like one, I'm good. That's the thing, though. God just keeps giving us that sweet aroma of his love and kindness that we don't even smell like the smoke. It says in Isaiah 42, I think, it says that you're going to go through the fire, but you're going to come out and you won't even smell like the smoke. I'm like, that's the kind of stuff. I know I got to go through some things, but I don't want to be smelling like it. Okay, let's kind of do this. Yeah, it's still a little wet. But I'm going to leave it alone because I want it to really be dry. So let's go over here. This is dry. That's still wet. I meant when we all met through COVID. Yeah, that was divine. Oh, yes, Barb. I think I got what you were saying. Yes. Not coincidence. God knew that what he was doing when he introduced you all. Yes, absolutely. And I hope and pray that everybody understands when it was time for our time to pass, it was time for our time to pass. You know what I mean? Because we're all doing different things. Like LaQuisha is definitely a journaler. She's inspired to teach everybody how to journal and do all the things. I don't have the desires to journal like that anymore. I have desires to paint and then journal through my painting, or to kind of sit and journal my journey on my journal, but it's still the joy comes from the painting. And to be introduced to all the people that we got introduced. Like I still have great friends from that Zoom. Pamela and I are still great. You know, you and I are like down like four flat tires stuck in the mud. Me and Bridget and Talia, she's only 2 hours up the road. We go and hang out. So I'm just so grateful for it. I am. And some people clicked better than others, and that's okay. Like Lakeisha, she's right there in Montgomery. I was in Montgomery Saturday. She's busy. That little girl, that lady is busy, busy, busy. But if I needed her, and if I know I needed like to really get to her, I can be like, Lakeisha, I need you. Lakeisha, I need you. And I know that she would make a way. I do believe that. So you go through, that's why they're called seasons. COVID was a season in our lives. It didn't last forever. Like, we're still going through it. People still have their times and their things. Yes, now you're a whole art teacher in a whole new city. We have to, it's like Jesus. Jesus had to leave his hometown so that he could be a blessing to other people. And we had to leave the Zoom so that we could be a blessing to other people. And I'm ever so grateful for it. And I never take it lightly. It's kind of like humble beginnings. I said we were starting with blue, but y'all, I just keep flipping back to my palette, so forgive me. But this is gouache, so we're gonna do this. Gonna kind of do that. Kind of do that, just. But look, I want you to see how this gouache lays down. And they said if it's an ugly phase that it's going through, then you're doing it right. Now, for me with flowers, I don't know if there's a such thing as an ugly phase. But the more you mix the gouache is how you get those different layers. With watercolor, we used watercolor and we mix the colors and they sit and they do their thing, but you can't go over them. Like, you can't take the colors like right there. You can kind of go over it, but you can't. If you do wet on wet, that's it. Wet on wet is going to give you what it gives you. Wet on dry you can layer it, but you got to wait for it to dry. The good thing about gouache is you can keep mixing and going in and it's right there. It doesn't have to really wait for it to dry. Now, if you want to really start layering, then you kind of go in with more pigment, not so much to dry, but more pigment. Lay it down. Like the more you go out, the bigger the flower gets. So you want it to be a little bit more translucent. And that's where you add a little bit more water, but not a whole lot. I think I've done more mixing with gouache than I have with watercolors. And it's because the watercolors behave differently. So let's do that brush. And let's go back over here to where we were supposed to be in the blues of watercolor. So when you think about your life, and sometimes this is what I have to do. Sometimes I have to thank God for some prayers that he didn't answer. Can y'all think about some relationships, some places, some people, some things that God didn't allow to happen? And now you're so many years, however many years away, and you're looking back on it and you're like, ooh, I'm so glad that God didn't let that prayer come through. I'm glad that he knew that that wasn't what I needed for my life. I needed to have something different. And God is usually going to give you what you need because he has a plan for you, right? Okay, this is going to be our base for this flower. And I'm going to do it like, and kind of keep. So see, when I go back in, it's gonna behave. It's gonna do the same thing. However, it's wet. It's blending. That's what I didn't want. And I don't want to have to like wait. So we're gonna do, and when you're painting, so let's look at this. When you're painting with gouache, you're gonna let it sit. So let's go in here with this blue. Let's do that. And let's tip it in this yellow. Ooh, that's gonna be pretty. And let's do the same thing I did. All right, same thing I did right there with watercolor. This is life. This is your life in paint. Y'all remember that commercial? This is your life. This is your life on drugs. That's not what it is. This is your life. I want you to pause, breathe, access where you are. Assess where you are. Like, that's why I looked at that. And that's what watercolor does for me. It's like, hey, wait a minute. Look at me. And then gouache be like, hey, you can pivot though. You can adjust your path without abandoning the whole project. That's just like your life. You can adjust where you are right now without abandoning the dream. You might have to make some adjustments, just like I got to do with this paint. So you see how that blended in there? It's all blended together. I didn't want that. So let's do this. Oh, I told you it was going to be pretty. Look at that. Okay, then I'm going to go on top and wiggle, wiggle, wiggle around it on top. Same way I did over there. Need a little bit more pigment around there for that squiggle, squiggle section. But you see how it's sitting there? It's not moving. It's not moving. Can you see the difference? It's not moving at all. Okay, can you stop and bring me a can Coke, please? Not a bottle, a can Coke. And go by the dollar store and a Dollar Tree, no, Dollar General, and get my chips. Oh, you can't. You left your wallet at home. Huh? I love you, though. Leave your phone on so I can get the watch time from your phone. Okay, check it out. See how this blended together? See how this sat where I put it? This is where I'm saying it's a game changer. Now, this is a little bit dry. Now I'm gonna blow your mind a little bit. Just a little bit, not a lot. Just a little bit. Watch this, watch this. Which means I'm gonna have to go to Dollar General because I want my chips. Those chips work better for me. All right, y'all ready? Y'all ready? We're gonna go over the same flower, but I'm gonna use it. I'm using gouache. This is life. This is the pivot. He don't have a digital wallet. He does not. I can do that and leave my wallet at home. He can't. He don't have digital. Oh, you know what, Mr. McCoy? You have money on your Apple Pay. Thank you, Dawn. You got money on your Apple Pay. You can pay with Apple Pay at Dollar General. Tell the clerk to help you. Smile. She'll help you. Okay, so we got that. You see that right there? So I'm going to go up here and squiggle, 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 squiggle. We're going right over it. Right over it. Look how vibrant that is. So that's where the layering comes in. Caran don't do him like that. Whatever, Bernadette. He left his wallet home, which means he driving without license. We can't be doing that right here in Alabama. Not at these backwoods. He can't be smiling at the police. Most of them men. Well, I mean, he can smile at them and maybe, I don't know. But he know I love him. But he the one woke me up with that text this morning. Talking about he couldn't find his wallet. I walked right in the kitchen. I was just like, there it is. Bernadette taking up for him. She's always gonna be Team William. All right, check it. So we see. Watch it how it dries. We're gonna keep going around and just kind of laying it down. And we're gonna, like in between, we're gonna let it dry because that's where the fun. Dawn, I'm going to tell you something. In Alabama, you need to have some form of identification when you're driving. If you come up against the right one, yes, they should be able to pull it up. But my husband is black. That's all I'm going to say about that. I remember my uncle had that whole little scenario, and it's just like, well, I got it. And it's like, no. So he had to go to court because they gave him a ticket. And I was just like, oh. Yeah. But he has to prove that he's in his vehicle, though. And again, if you have a police officer that don't want to go through all of that, he ain't going to do all of that. That's just all. That's what I'm saying. I get the basics of what you're saying, Dawn. Yes, it should be that easy. If he gets stopped, it should be. And more than likely, he probably won't get stopped because he does have a veteran tag. So most of the time, most of them around here know our cars, because that's another thing about being where we are. Some of them. But then there's always a butthole. And we still have a couple of those buttholes that still reside on Barber County Police Department. And, you know, we just try to do what we're supposed to do to cover all our bases. So it's, you know, it's just a sad fact. But that's the story we get told when we, you know, growing up in the South, is make sure you have all your ducks in a row. You don't give nobody no reason to question who you are. Look at that flower. Do you see? We can keep going on and on and on and round and around and around. And this flower is going to continue to fill out the thicker. And I can keep going over and over with this blue, because this is acrylic gouache. Now this one is the watercolor in the center, but that's the acrylic on the outside. So the more I keep adding, it's going to keep filling up. Like the flower is lifting off the page. So instead of it being flat, because the paint is flat, that's when you got to be a little creative. And this brush really, 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 did I say really? Really makes it, like, make that flower pop up. Isn't that pretty? So I just use that to show you how you'll be ready to paint tons of fall mums with those, with all those layers, right? It's, let's just say this. It's kind of a way of cheating. Kinda. Watercolor is very forgiving, right? Remember, watercolor is just like Jesus, very forgiving. So, artist gouache is just like watercolor. It's very forgiving. Okay? Acrylic gouache is just like acrylic. It's going to dry. It's done. I'm here. Leave me alone. So the ones we put on the top are done. But that's okay, because we can keep adding layers and adding layers. So that's kind of what God does to us. It's like, okay, you're done. All right, you've passed that level. Now, you usually, we have a little easy going. We be all right. We be chilling. It be time be great. And then, 2-3 months come down the line. God's like, okay, enough of the simple life. It's time to add another layer. Let me show her just how strong she is and how beautiful she is. And then he goes and add another layer. All right. And so then we'll go in with some, let's tip it off. It's not a big project of thing. It's not nothing major, but it's just enough to make you stop in your tracks. So then we'll go and we'll take it, because this is us. And this is us on art, right? And this is how God does us. It's like, okay, I need to add some more. Because people need to see the beauty in her. They need to connect with her courage, right? So check it. Then you go, and you put it down, you go around, right? There we go. Boom, it's going to sit there. I'd rather be a turnip. Oh my God. But then, Dawn, you'll miss out on some of the great layers of life. That's just the way I have to look at it. And some people will be looking and be like, nobody want no layers in life. I'm over this crap. I want to move on. I don't want to do this. And I'm just like, okay, discipline or desire? Which one? how consistent is the bridge? Like you got to be disciplined in your life, and then there's a desire, and God will give you the desires of your heart. I believe he will. So the myth of instant transformation that most people mess up is they join. Let's just use church analogy. Let's just you go down, you give your hand to the preacher, and you give your heart to God. Okay. And then you're going, and then, you get those new Christians, those new babes in Christ. And they can't go to church no more. They can't wear makeup. They can't go to the movies. They just got all these, I can't. And God's trying to figure out where did all of that come from, right? Not facts. So that is the myth. There's no instant transformation. God does say to come as you are, like, somewhere in there. Something like that, but not those exact words. But the most overnight success, it's going to happen in years. It's been 18 years since my daughter and granddaughter died. I have learned so much about me. So much about me in those 18 years. But then let's just not go 18 years. Let's just go 5.5 years. Well, might as well say 6 years, because in October it'll be 6 years. I've learned how much courage and strength that I really do have in the space of telling the truth. Not in the space of I'm a Christian and I can't cry, because people will be watching me and they'll be like, oh, well, I thought she was, I thought she believed in God. Why is she crying? I'm the one that's over here and be like, okay, I know all of that is true, but over here in my flesh, I'm mad as hell that I got to stand by another casket. I got to plan another funeral. I was mad. So this is why I try to tell people, be realistic with your life. Don't think that just because life happened to you 18 years ago, that it's not going to happen to you now. It's time. 18 years ago, all I learned how to do was how to reframe the setbacks. I use them as like the paint. It's a strengthening agent for me, right? So here's my question for you. If you've ever been tempted to quit, I want you to type keep going in the chat. If ever no matter what you've done, have you ever been tempted to just quit? I have. I just wanted to I don't want to do this no more. I would just pray like, Lord, I don't want to wake up anymore in this pain. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. Right? So I had to journal. When in your life do you need to hold on a little longer? And that was it. It was just like, why do I need to hold on? I don't want to do it. And then it was just like, where in your life do you just want to give up? And it was just the heart space. It was the hardening of the heart. And it was just so I asked God to give me my joy back. And then, like I said earlier, he gave me art layers. He gave me art friends. Like now we have a whole community here. We are growing one subscriber at a time, which is a nice segue for Team Replay. If you're here and you have subscribed to the channel and you're here at this point, subscribe to the channel and let me know in the chat if you've ever felt like just giving up, like you just didn't want to do it anymore. And I want you to type, keep going. Hey, Lisa. I want you to type, keep going. Keep going. I want you to tell yourself, keep going. Keep going. And that's what I had to tell myself. 18 years yesterday, I had to tell myself, keep going, Caran. Keep going. And yesterday, instead of sitting here trying to figure out what I was going to do, I popped on the live and just went live and hung out. I think I was here for 3 hours yesterday. It was beautiful. People came, people hung out, people inspired, people made me feel better. I felt indigo blue yesterday because I was blue. And that's blue for peace, not blue for, whoa, Lord, it was a terrible day. No, blue and yellow. Yellow is my color that lets me know I am good. So it worked out. Keep going. God will sustain you. Amen. So in the art layers, when God introduces a dark color in your life, don't take it as, oh my God, I can't believe I have to go through this again. Take mine. take mine, and I'm going to say from one casket to another casket, God, what do you want from me through this journey? What do you want from me through this layer? How do you want me to show up? How do you want me to show up for someone else? Because I know you got me. I have 18 years of you got me, right? I want to show how challenges can deepen my heart and still I keep going, which is why I wrote a program that I have for mothers who have lost children to death, Renew Your Joy. Why? Because it was the answer to my question. God, what am I going to do? How am I going to do this? I want my joy back. And Renew Your Joy was birthed. Slapping paint on paper is birthed. You know what I'm saying? So all of this, what you guys get to be privy to every Monday and Wednesday, is the goodness of God in my life. And like I said, yesterday was 18 years. And I looked back and said, God, I thank you for the strength. So I feel like now I'm living the dream that I dreamed about. It didn't come in the wrapper that I thought it was on. Your gas light is on. Oh my goodness. You can use your Apple Pay to pay for gas. You just got to make sure that before you pump, you got to make sure they accept Apple Pay. Living the dream sometimes doesn't come in the package that you thought it was going to come in. Living in alignment versus chasing an illusion. That's why I tell people I woke up from the dream. There's no Waltons over here. We don't say good night every night and all the things. Raising my kids, that just wasn't it. That's what I wanted. That was the illusion. I thought that, it had to be somebody's life, right? So once I woke up, and then they introduced me to the Cosby Show, and I was just like, oh my goodness, okay, great. Now I see people that looks like me, so maybe it must be. Somebody must be living this good life, right? So it's okay. No, you got to ask God, what is it that you need for your life? Because those are scripts. Those people follow scripts in life. And they're told what to do. So there is no, really, the kids are just that good. Matter of fact, talking about the Cosby Show, Theo died this month in Costa Rica in an accident. But, so, we have more reality shows. People look at more reality shows now. Because why? They want more real life. I wanted more real life. So this is the question. Ask yourself this. What's one joy you can claim today, no matter how small? And so for me today, I already started that when I got up and I mowed. I wanted the front side of my house, the left side needed to look like I live here. The back side, I didn't care, not so much. But around the 5 acres that kind of around the house, I needed it to represent me. So that was one thing that I did for me, right? So contentment doesn't mean complacency. And like sometimes Mr. McCoy asks me, he's like, are you satisfied with anything? And that's, contentment. I'm like, no. And it's because God has so much for me. The dreams that I have the places that he has shown me. I can't be just content with it, right? But contentment doesn't mean complacency. It's about expanding my joy in whatever area that's around me, right? So you have the compound effect of small joys like coffee on the porch. That's what I get to have now, right? Brush strokes on paper. I get to sit here and hang out with you guys and paint. Laughter in the chat. My kids come and visit. We get to laugh. We get to talk. Family come and visit. We get to hang out. That was really sad when he passed. Yeah, it was. That I could feel my toes. And that I got up off the floor. Made my day. Dawn, you listen, and you did an amazing job. Talking about decluttering in August. Dawn did the thing. So I'm gonna see if I can share, like put it in the link in my post. I'm gonna see if I can do that because I would love for you guys to see. For those that maybe don't know, that could be on Team Replay, and you're just like, Dawn, who is Dawn? Well, the Crafty Visage is she's taking the August declutter to a whole nother level. And I think when you declutter things and you kind of open up spaces and get rid of things that really don't serve you anymore, and I'm going to speak for me in my studio, it has made me see how I was holding on to things that wasn't serving me, and it was giving me I was trying to again control things, and so letting them go helped me to let go of the control. So that's how that worked. That's how that worked out. And even now, like some of the things as I look around while I'm talking to you, I can see up under my tables, up under the stairs, up under that my sewing machine. I can see everything that's under there. And I'm looking at two bins that are under there, and I'm like, well, do I really need you? Like you've been there. Everything that's in you have been since I moved from Colorado. If I haven't touched you since I've been here, maybe I just don't need you. Now, some things like we have magazines in boxes and we have stuff that we use to make our junk journals. That's a little different. But some things, I'm going to need to open that one, and I'm going to need to see what they are. I'm trying to wait for this to dry because I want it to dry. The rose has kind of dried. Let me pull back out with this brush. So, live the dream. But kind of don't even change your expectations. Just ask God, what is your expectations for my life? And if they line up, then he's going to continue to illuminate the path for you, right? If I fully lived like this was my life, I would be happy as a bug in a rug, snug, whatever, however they say it. I wouldn't have any problems. You cleaned off your desk. See? I think, and how did that make you feel, Lisa? Now that you've cleaned off your desk, and let's talk about desk. Mine is still, it's pretty, but it's still cluttered. It's like 42 by 72 inches of stuff that's on top of it, and I think I need to remove some stuff. I still need to remove some stuff, and I need to the stuff that is decorative. I kind of need to. I don't know. I need to figure it out. That's what I need to do. I need to figure it out. That's what I need to do. So it's okay. And when you think about the gouache, that's why I was saying that it was the versatility in it that I've fallen in love with. So when you look at it, I'm gonna really hone in on it. Whenever you do, you clean your brushes and you come out of it. Let's see, let's wake this up. Your brush, this is another reason why you don't need to have a watercolor brush, because a watercolor brush is very soft and it holds a lot of water, right? So you need to probably have more of an acrylic brush, more hard brush, so that it doesn't absorb a lot of water. So this was the closest I could get to it. I didn't think about going over there to get one until I started doing this. But see how we can layer on top of that and it's not bothering the bottom? And it just kind of makes it look like the flower. And then you go back in, if you pull too much out, which I did, and put it back in there. Look at that. Oh. Look at that. Oh, it's just so pretty. I'm a gouache addict. My name is Caran. Nice to meet you. But I have married gouache and watercolor. Now we're going to bring the acrylic watercolor on here so that I can show you more so with some grown-up ones. More, like these gouaches are good. They are good. I like them. Like you can see, they're good. It made me very happy. I just completed the big journal that is going to the conference. My desk was a craft a launch happening to wait. Waiting to happen. So you had an avalanche full of paper and all the things. Let's see. Let's go. All right. Let's pull this over here. See, look at that. Let me hone in. Let's go. Where are my tools? I don't have no socks on and my feet are cold. Oh, where's the tools? There we go. Because I want you to see that flower. We're going to hone in on this rose. You see? Let's go back in the middle. Let's go in the middle. I want to put that center back there. So I'm going to kind of put it right there. Lay the brush down and kind of glide it as you go out. Excuse my left-handedness. And lay it down. There we go. All right. Now I'm going to go back. Now that I've done that, wake that up. Now when you get the acrylic gouache, don't do this. Don't do like I have over here in this pan. Don't do that. Because remember, the acrylic gouache it'll perform like acrylic. You can't re-wet it. So you can't re-wet it. Okay, so here we go. All right, see right there, I want to kind of just drag right there. Woo, right on top of it. And it looks like the petals are like literally waking up right before your eyes. Kind of lay that a little bit, lay that. And then of course when you go out, the petal gets bigger. Because why? It gets a little bit more transparent the bigger it gets. Lisa, when do you take the journal to the conference? Is this the journal that you were donating to the conference? I think that's what you had said that one time, or were those cards? I'll be trying to remember everybody's things, because that's important to me. Okay, look at, see, doesn't it look like the leaves are just forming right before your eyes, and you're layering on top of it? We have been painting our front steps today. My craft room is calling me. I just had to do the adulting. Yes, I did my adulting too. But do y'all see what I'm saying? The layer. So when you have acrylic gouache and you have your watercolors and you do the base of the flower as your watercolor, which is kind of like what I did over here with this one. You get to see the basis was watercolor. And then everything that I put on top was acrylic paint. Was acrylic gouache, sorry. And this one came out so pretty. And then if you were on yesterday, I painted the whole thing and then I just cut them up I just cut them up. I didn't even, pay attention. I just cut them all up and now they're made into cards. So they're beautiful. They're beautiful. I actually love them. And then when you think about it, so let's think about this. And remember what I was saying when it was honed in is if you get Barb, the link that I put in, it's for these ones. So it's for these ones. This is the artist gouache. I'm not sure if Utrecht sells. They probably do. But what I am going to do, there's another brand that's called, and the good thing about gouache, it seems like from listening to everybody that was on the thing yesterday, they didn't use, it wasn't about like with watercolor, it's about the brand because of the pigment and all the things. With gouache, artist gouache, it's all about pigment. When you're doing artist gouache, it's going to be pigment, period. That's just it. So that was it. And all of it is light fast. That, y'all know I love that, because that means what? You can paint it, put it in this, sun, probably not the direct, I don't know. But, see how much I've been here 3 years, and some of the things that I have hanging up in the studio, they haven't, but I did get stuff for Light Fast. Yes, it will be going to Dallas, Texas. The conference begins September the 12th. Oh, Dallas, Texas, one of the places yes, perfect. I want the artist gouache from Utrecht, and then eventually the Holbein one. So I'm going to try out the Holbein one, and I'll let you know. So this is why I want the Holbein one. I want the Holbein one because when he did the demonstration of the acrylic and the artist, I got it. So I just want to see for myself what's the difference. Is there a difference? Because from what I'm hearing, and I'm going to review the what do you call it, the replay, because I have the replay. So I'm going to go back and slow it down and look at some stuff and really get more deeper and take some more notes, because I want to really I want my flower to, I want all my roses to look like they are really opening up in the palm of your hands, like literally. You try Holbein and be the guinea pig. Let me know. Okay, I'll do that. I have a water pad for my gouache. It is interesting. I have a water pad for my gouache. You know what? So, somebody asked something about something. Most people use all of their things on that was presenters yesterday. They had something that looks like this. And y'all know I love a good tray. I love a good tray. But my watercolors, I've never done this with my watercolors. Usually they stay kind of controlled. But now I think I'm going to do my watercolors after we finish with August, because we're using monochromatic palettes. Like a wet palette. Yeah, it's like a wet palette. Because gouache, you don't use a whole lot of water. Like you use more. And I'm wiping all of that off. And probably when I go over here, because the water is over here, so therefore she has the pad. And so when she does, yeah, so that, where'd you get it? Like, I need to check that out. That might be a little bit better. Because you need to be a little bit, you don't need a lot of water. That's just it. That's what I learned. You don't need a lot of water. Now, we're going to keep working on this same flower. I'm looking at it from the side. And, yeah, we're going to kind of lay it down, the color. Oh, that was a pretty stroke. Oh, yes. Now this one, I kind of want to put some of that right there. I can make one? How I can make one? Tell me. Tell me. I did a wet palette before with my acrylic paints. Barb, do you use a wet palette? Amazon is very... listen, don't finna tell me how to make one. Is this going to be with a sponge? Because one lady had a sponge. So, I got a sponge right here, as a matter of fact. She had a... she had something like this. It was cute too. But hers was filled with a sponge. And she had put water on it. And that's where she would, was doing her brush and then go over for her paint. So is that what we're talking about? Because I can make this right here. Get a big old sponge. Or just kind of use this sponge. I'm here for it, So... But look at this. The more it dries, the more you can keep adding to it. So, and you don't have to stick to, like you see the colors. That's why I said the joy was in the palette. The joy is in this palette. When I wanted it to stay, I would say crimson. I think this was a crimson. It started out red, and then I made it a crimson. Just a lidded container with wet cloth under your palette? I'm going to have to look that up. Yeah, I'm going to have to look that up. But because this is artist gouache, we can wake up everything over here. Barb, what was the question you asked? Barb, Dawn wants to know, do you use a wet palette? Oh, let's do this green. You say, Barbara, you in the closet? or Barb, are you drinking your latte, or what's that thing you got? Wait, didn't she say, is she at the gym? No, she's done with the gym. She went to the gym this morning. Oh, and then I need some yellow. That's kinda pretty. Because we're gonna go in and put us some leaves. Kind of slap some leaves down. Oh, what color was that? It messed it up. Yeah, I used a chamois from the Dollar Tree and wet it. Put it under my palette. Keep my acrylic paints wet until the next use. Oh, interesting. That is interesting, Dawn. So I guess what you're saying is I'll need to do that with the acrylic. That's pretty. That flower is definitely a gouache flower. So we're going to kind of bring this all together since it's all right there. Not these. I'll probably just use this little piece right here because it did good. It did good. Yummy, 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 yummy. Yeah, Dawn, I'm going to look into that. And you know, we appreciate it better when we create it and make it for ourselves. Y'all, let's. Oh, you know what? Mr. McCoy could have did. Yeah, he could have did Apple Pay. Hopefully, he got him some gas. Dawn, LOL, you cracked me up. I'm still here, but no, I don't use a wet palette. I picked up a ceramic dish like Karen's that I thrifted. When I use paint, I use all of it. Yeah, that girl can paint. You hear me? She gonna slap some paint somewhere. She gonna get rid of it. Faux show, faux show. It's just the thing that you're saying. The blue flowers are happy flowers. The strokes look fabulous. Thank you. This one's done with this not a I call it not a dagger brush. It's like a dagger brush, but it's not a dagger brush. There we go. Lay that down. Kind of lay that down. I didn't cook dinner today, and I have no desires to cook. Nope, sure don't. I've been doing good. My sugar, my A1C, I think I told you guys went from a 9 to a 7. So I've been doing excelente. I am happy, happy, happy. I'm doing happy dance. I hear the blue flower saying, "Send me to Barb." You want the look? I'll paint you a whole page of blue flowers and send to you, or I'll paint you a whole page of blue flowers and just we'll swap them out next month. We'll swap them out next month when I see you. Oh, that one's pretty. Love it, love it, love it, love it. An old school quill? Really? So, not like this quill. Because that's what they told me this was a quill. And I was confused. And they said quills are like this. So I guess not. Okay. Y'all see those layers? And it's going to dry even, it's going to be even more vibrant when it dries. That's the fun part about it. So let's look at it. Let's look at it from this way. So we're going to take our gouache, right? And we already see the versatility is fun. So if you got some gouache and your watercolors, pull out your gouache and your watercolors and play. Now what I did is I did the base as the watercolor, and then I built on top of it so that it gives it more layers. Now, here's the other thing. I need to know if my brother has gotten some gas yet. Well, you can text him. You text him. I can't text him, but I got my phone right here just in case he called and be like, "Hey, I ran out of gas." But yeah, you text him and make sure. Oh, I can check his location and I can see if he's still driving. Um, yeah, he's still driving, so he good. So he must have did something because he's still moving on. That's one good thing. We share our locations because we don't want to have to worry about it. Need you to send me a new pic of the property. Okay. Let's trade. I'll make a new ranch painting. Okie dokie, will do. And yes, like you used to write calligraphy with. Okay, so yes, 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 yes. Because Lisa, you can use. Yeah, I got you now. I see it. I feel it. Yeah, you can use this brush to write calligraphy. I probably can't, but well, let me not say that. Let's see, because it does have an amazing tip. Well, probably do better if I use ink and not paint though. But that upstroke was good. Okay. Something like that. Probably do better with ink, not paint. But you see, we'll try it. We'll try it. So the other thing that I learned too when I was doing this is so pretty. This is so pretty. I mean, it's just sitting there drying right before my eyes, and I'm just in awe of it. And the other thing, I want it to dry, so I'm gonna flip back to this one. So this one is already. I can say it's done, right? We could say it's done. You think, or not, or not? But see right here on this flower. See right here. That look like, the petals are awakening, kind of coming up, and these are the big petals that's open. These are the little ones that's going to open. So check this out. Check this out. This is what he did with the water, and I thought it was amazing. Let's hopefully this color, yeah. So this kind of comes up, and then we come right there, make it look a little bit more. Don't worry about it, just slap the paint on down and keep it moving, because it's not going to look like something right off. And that's what they say, if it looks ugly, you're doing a good job. And I was like, okay, because some of the stuff that I've seen, that I have, because I pulled out all my prints, they don't look great. We're going to leave that. Your brother is good? Okay. I saw the cabin. That was so pretty. Like, I think you need to take a big picture of the big one. I keep going back to this green. I don't need the green, but maybe I do. Maybe I need to add some more flowers, some more stems. Just kind of build on top of it. I barely saw him yesterday because I was one, from when I got off my live, he got home and then I got on live with Di. So I was like just in the studio yesterday, but it was a great time. Let's kind of put some of this in there. In all fairness, though, Bernadette, I asked him did I need to bring him his wallet this morning before I start mowing the yard, and he said no, he was good. So I guess he didn't realize he didn't have no gas. But you know, when the gas light come on, you usually have about 40 miles, and he's about 28 miles from the house, I think. Let's see. Right now, he is. Let's see. Oh, it tells it to me in minutes. It doesn't tell me. Oh yeah, he right up the road. He's passing by the high school, which he should be stopping by the gas station should be right there if that's where you're gonna go. But he's pulling into the Dollar Tree, a Dollar General, to get them chips and things. So yeah. So he's literally about. He's not far from the house. You think these look like the cosmos? I can't. Don't. I was trying to find that flower. I don't know what I did with it. So I'm gonna have to go back to that video so I can see probably what it looks like. But I thought they looked something like this. But look at that. See how you just take. And this is a good thing about gouache, right? Unlike student grade, which often has that chalky, the filler look. You know how that chalky chalk. The artist grade don't feel like that. Now acrylic, because it has polymer in it, will feel like that. Now if you don't want that to be a part of your flowers, then that's where I would say don't use the acrylic one, because they're gonna have like that matte. They're gonna feel more acrylic-y, right? Because it needs to keep it thick and creamy. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I didn't want. They may have ended up in your journal last year. You know what? That might be where it is. I didn't look in the journal. I did move it to a new spot, so I can go check it out. The journal, I can see it now. And the other thing is, like, I just want you guys to experiment. Like, artist grade gouache is about play. That's all I'm doing is literally just slapping paint on paper, and I have found a renewed sense of joy. Like, could there be a thing? Like, really? But yeah. And also, remember I told you the Hemis, I had the Hemis, so I needed to because these are sealed up, like they have a good seal, and they're in these uh they're in these things. So they're sealed up. So we're gonna pull out some more of that blue, because that blue is very much so beautiful. I guess we could call it indigo blue. And I'm gonna layer this flower. And is okay. I have two journals. That's why I say I'm gonna be showing journals this month, going into leaving August, going into September. Oh, I just can't bring myself to do it, but I'm going to. We're going to lay this. Oh, just do it, Karen. It's just paper. Just do it. Here's where I want you, where I'm talking about experiment. Artist grade gouache is about play. Try layering it thin for glowing washes. But I'm going to just put a whole nother color. We're going to kind of poke it right there because I needed to see just how much the color was. We're going to lay that right there to make it look like it's peeping through. And I need more blue. And again, you need to have a stiffer brush. And even when you're digging in your gouache, have some you can even use your palette knife for your gouache because you want to get it. So let's see, we're going to do that so it kind of make it look like it's coming out there. Yeah, there we go. And boop, boop, right there. Boop, 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 boop. There we go. Boop, boop, boop. Kind of touch it. And we don't have to worry about no bleeding because it's dry. And in your mind, you can think of it as it's coming up under there and kind of the illusion that it touches base and comes together right there. Okay, so we got the base. We're not done. Okay, now let's clean that off a little bit. Make sure it's what I want. Now I'm going to get another blue. That green on the right side is nice. This one over here, are you talking about on the palette? This one? Okay. What color is that? But just have fun. That's all I want you to do. Have fun. And I've gotten to the place where oh, I can't do that. That needs to be dry. Or do it. Yeah, no. Let's see. We're experimenting, so we're going with a lighter one. The palette is yummy. That's why when I was looking at the palette, I was like, oh, that's so yummy. Look at that. So then it just starts coming to life right before your eyes. And if you want more of the color, you can put it back. Like I wanted more blue right there. Isn't that yummy? Fun. So we can say like this one is looking that way, that flower is going that way. And then you can go and continue to add. Like you see where I did these right here? I'm not going to bother it because I need to let it dry. Because the key thing that they said when they were talking about putting the gouache down, somebody had put in the chat and just like, well, how do you get rid of the ugly phase? And they's like, the uglier it is, the better it's going to be when it dries. And I was like, oh, okay. So don't stress over the ugly. I was trying to figure out why it was so cold. It was on 64. I don't need it that cold in here. Now this right here, that's what I'm saying right here. I wanted to pull it out more because I felt like it needed something, but give it time. Again, trust the process. And especially while you're playing and just experimenting, give it time to dry. So this over here, I feel like I made it too light. So I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to let it dry. And then I'm going to come back over and I'm going to put light in some spots. So which means it'll be what I want it to be. Right? And then right here in this little open spot, it just looks like it's calling for a flower to go there. Didn't you think so? And I always want it to look like it's coming through there. And just kind of bring that through. Bring it over. And then kind of Squiggly, squiggly, because it's a peony. A peony, as Dawn and Beth call it. A peony. Tomato, tomato. And bring this one, which is your base, to kind of bring it through. But definitely cover it a touch because it makes it look like that flower is kind of sitting on top of it, right? Clean, clean, clean your brush. Maybe not all the way, but take all the water off of it. This gives me hope my ugly will transform as I dry. Dawn. No, ma'am. I have seen you. You're beautiful. We are not going to do that to ourselves. We're like fine wine. At first I thought you was getting ready to give yourself talking about your paintings. We will not. We will not. But you did, on your video, you did have me curious. I was like, oh, we got to cover that painting up? Just like, You know, it didn't make it curious. I didn't get curious until you said what you can't show. That's when everybody gets curious. The older I get, the dry. Well, I hear that's the way it's supposed to be. But you know what, Dawn? Get you a whole lot of oil. What I've seen with my 98-year-old grandmother and my 94-year-old grandmother is they use a lot of oil. So they do stay lubricated. And boop, 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 and just let that stay there. We'll just leave that alone because I'm going to keep bothering it. LOL, just start buying the real nice skin moisturizer. Yeah, I got to moisturize that skin. Look how this is coming together. Isn't it pretty? I feel some type of way though because we're supposed to be doing monochromatic. But I am using blue because the other colors were already there. So we are using blue. We are sticking to the one color. Oh, the picture was of me and my friend Pam. Oh, okay. Which is, I guess the whole point is to not to have people on there who hasn't given their permission. Yeah. I get that. Yeah. And that's like when my granddaughter was here. That was the whole point. I didn't have to worry about getting her mom's permission because her mom done already. They're TikTok famous, so it wasn't a question of do you mind? You know. I'm glad I did that because she watched the video. So I take it that she's not out here in these YouTube streets. Okay, go back up here. So, and the other thing that I wanted to share too is you don't have to wait for it to be completely dry. All you needed to do is to be dry enough. If you want good layers, then let it be dry. But if you want it to be, a little bit, then, we have this native plant called creeping cucumber. Yep, the vines are wispy. No, she doesn't go live. Oh. Creepy cucumber. I think I've seen that. And Lisa, did you come up with a fix for your flowers? Did you find out what's digging in your flowers? Oh, that's so much better. Look how that pops out of there. Look at. So see how I put the light color down, and you can't do that with watercolor. When you put the light down, that's just it. That is what I love. Because when you put it down, it's down, and you just kind of stuck with it. But with watercolor, watercolor is okay as long as you haven't added anything else on top of it. Remember, watercolor is just like Jesus, very forgiving. However, if you put it down and you want to bring it back, like, so that was light, now it's dark, I can take it back light. Can't do that with watercolor. You can't do that. So that's the reason why I think I wanted to really hone in on how I can combine the gouache with my watercolors is because of my flowers. Most of the ones that they had on the conference, on the gouache conference, they were plain air, which they be outside painting. I don't really be outside painting. I'll be inside, and I have my excuse me, I have my and I do flowers. I don't do landscapes, and I don't go outside and like Barb. Barb wants a picture of the ranch because she's gonna do a new picture. She will do it way more justice than I will, right? So that's just how that is. And you just accept your place in life for where it is because it does. All right, so that's there. That's there. Let's kind of maybe, well, let's put one over here. Kind of sit that brush down. Remember, you want it to look like it literally is coming from under that one. And then lay it down and drag it and fill it in. And the other thing with gouache, it doesn't make you feel like you have to be so perfect with it. And I don't like doing all, like a lot of people sketch and then, paint it in. I just like to slap the paint on the paper, Okay, so here's my question. I could do this and make this flower look like that leaf is literally coming across it. Let's go for it. Let's do it. So then we will come here, 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 here. And then in my mind, that needs to be filled in because it's going to be through there. And then come over and kind of boop, 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 drag it out. Boom. 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 Like the leaf just fell over it. I painted the in-laws' cabins for their 50th. That was nice. See, Dawn, you got skills over here. And that was done with watercolor? Or was that acrylic? I can't remember if you said in the video. And bring that out and that and that. Boop, 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 boop. And kind of boop, 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 boop. I got to go back and watch Bitty Penny's live from this morning. There we go. I'm feeling pretty good over here with that. Think about the flower. Watercolors, if that would have been watercolors, it might have not done, but going around the edges like I did, it would have reactivated because watercolors, you can wake them up. They're reactive. So, yeah. When you send a pic, I will make a process video. Okay, cool. Barb does such great work. Her paintings are amazing. She makes you like mushrooms, of that mushroom one she made. As I mowed over the mushrooms in the front yard this morning, I thought about it. I was like, nope, we're not. Cool. There we go. So it looks like that one is that way, but how are y'all feeling about the gouache? Are you feeling, Barb says she's going to try it. Dawn, you've tried gouache, right? You're gonna really dive into some more gouache process because September, we're gonna be digging into our gouache. We're gonna be digging in. We're gonna dig more in, and I'm just gonna continue. I'm gonna say I'm in a rabbit hole. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm in the rabbit hole. So I'm just gonna continue learning, and I'm gonna continue watching how they take the shadowies. Like you think about when you. Let's see if I can do it. Like when you put your hand, well, the way the light shines, I don't think I can make this shine on it now because it's not outside. But if you thought this was a picture, it's not a reference photo. But if I had a reference photo, I could see where the light would shine over it. But this is not a reference photo. So, but you can kind of put the shadowies in there and stuff like that. I'm going to pull out my gouache. Yes, let's do it. Let's do it. So for August, I keep going back. This is August. For September, I'm going to be using watercolor and gouache because I feel like they just need to be together. Oh, look at that. Now that's watercolor going on top of gouache. And I want to see how that's going to dry. And what's the effect going to be? Look like it's blending in because watercolor is going to blend in with the paper. Gouache doesn't, which is why you don't necessarily have to have a heavy grade paper like you do for watercolor, because you're not going to be slapping a whole lot of wet medium on there. Gouache is going to, it's going to sit there, and you can even use somebody that was on there. They even used what do you call it? They used Yupo paper. And I thought that I got some Yupo paper over there, so I said I was going to do Yupo paper because the thing of it is, you think about it, like here I'm looking at this one, and you can see you can see a little bit how transparent it is, but you can't see. If I had colored all of this in, the only way you would know it was on white paper is because I would leave some white right there. But for the most part, you can't tell. I like the way I put the white up there. That looks like it's, like I said, a whole nother petal that maybe is doing its own thing, doing something different. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but that's why I want to be able to explain it, because it's every stroke is an invitation to explore something different. Like, just who doesn't? Oh, wait a minute. Is that water? Oh, it is. Oh, that's too much water. Let's kind of lay that. Yeah, there we go. Put that back down. Pretty. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Yeah, lay that there and kind of look like the white is peeping out. Boom. She cute. Lisa, you gonna paint along? Nice. And I'm also gonna take a lot of the things that I'm gonna paint. I'm gonna pull out cards because y'all know I have my cutter now. I'm gonna put in about 50 sheets, maybe 100. I'm gonna cut them. So I'm gonna take this paper, which is, well, if I can find some mixed media paper, I'm gonna. Dinner is ready. Hugs, everyone. All right, Lisa, thank you. Today is Monday. I wasn't in a rush, so anybody, you got somewhere to be, it's okay. We're just hanging out. But thank you, Lisa. Dinner needs to be ready over here, but like I said, I have no desires to want to cook nothing. I'm gonna take some chicken and sprinkle it over a salad. That's what I'm gonna eat. I'll get my protein. And I don't know, I'm just not hungry. Okay, but this page, so look at this. See how the layers are literally drying. Like, does this not look, well, you tell me. Tell me what does this flower, like, what does it look like? I just feel like I need to go in. And if you need to do some detail work, let the brush be a little wet and just move the paint around. You don't have to add any more pigment unless you want to. And right on the inside, it is a-okay. Drag it in there, pull it around. But I want some more in there. I don't like the color. I want it to stay that bold. There we go. There we go. Bernadette, if you're still here, I'm gonna request, we hang out with us girls, go to a football game, one of these games, any game that you choose, just let me know. Because I think we need to hang out, do like a football game and tailgate and all the things. Hang out with the girls. Do a little people in, not a lot, but just a little people in. Because Crystal is an empty nester now. I have 2 friends that are empty nesters. Pam is an empty nester. And Crystal, my goddaughter, went to college. She's in D.C., all the way in D.C., long ways from Florida. And I am very, very proud of her. So we're just going to let her mom know what you do when you're an empty nester. There we go. Now we're going to let that dry. See, don't worry about it. Don't stress it. So just like life, if you're not living the life that you feel like you prayed about, reassess it. Think about it. I think you might be. I am really living the life that I prayed for. It just came a different way. It just didn't come the way that I wanted it to. Like, I was just shocked. Like, I never, ever, ever planned on being back in Alabama, for sure. But look at it. I wanted land. God gave me land. It just happened to be in Alabama. Because the family land we had, they wasn't doing anything. So I had just resolved in myself that wasn't going to happen. So being back in Alabama was just not a part of my, just wasn't going to be a part of the forte of my mind. So it was resolved. It was resolved to be not. So let's see what we can do with this. We're going to pull the thing out. Okay, cool. Because it's football season and I had a dream that me and my son was at a football game. Me and Joshua was at a football game. So I know that's his way of talking to me and telling me to go back out there and join the football world. So I haven't really watched football. Well, I haven't. I haven't since he passed on. So I'm going to take that as my direction to get on back out there and have fun. Because I'm one of them girls that loves football. We love to get together and hang out. And if the game wasn't in town, we'd go hang out in a restaurant. Just have good old football time. And I haven't done that. So the life you've prayed for might have come with some heartaches and pain. It might have come with a divorce. It might have come with the new husband. It might come with the loss of a child. It might have come with losing a mother, sister, brother, whatever. But God is still there, and he's still leading you down the road that he wants you to be upon. And I'm saying that based on my own story. All right, I'm going to have to lose a leaf. It's okay. And lose a flower. It's okay, because we're going to leave that. Oh, wait, I'm going to edge it off. So, Dawn, what's for dinner today? Beth isn't here. Is she okay? Is it, what, school done started back, so maybe they got to do the, what you call those things, open house and all that stuff. Still feel like I don't want that. You know it. But too much white space. Is that white space gonna bother me? Is it? Probably not. But I think that turned out fine. Oh, you're back. Oh, okay. So I asked Dawn, what's for dinner? I literally can go to Waffle House again, to tell you the truth. We had Waffle House Saturday, had Waffle House last week. Got sick under the cabinet getting the spiral out. Got stuck under the cabinet. Oh, that watercolor did not blend in. It sat on top. Look, I got that. I got that one. I'm going to keep this one. I'm going to keep adding to this. Spiralizer. I do not know what that is. Dawn, you have a studio that's full of some wonderful things. I love that magazine rack. Oh my God, I would love to have that magazine rack. Love it, love it. I could showcase some of my old magazines that would literally sit there. She said 3 to 6 p.m. would be a busy time for her. 3 to 6. Beth did 3 to 6 p.m. would be a busy time for her. Look, I'm glad you know. I'm making zoodles. So is that supposed to be noodles? Oh, you know what? I just felt like I need to do something else. Zucchini noodles. Okay. Oh, that's something. I got some zucchini in the deep freezer. They are spun like noodles. Let's make this look like there's a flower kind of going across here, and the leaf just happens to be up under it. There we go. Boom. That's cute. No, it's zoodles, not noodles. Zoodles. I will have to look that one up. So is it made from something that's not noodles? All right, we got that. Now let's see. I think pink. I have a gadget that you put. Okay, gotcha. Yes, I was wondering if that's kind of what it was. So I need me a spiralizer because I do like zucchini, and you would take. I like to take the zucchini and make it into. You do zucchini. You can do anything, and then you turn it into. I buy it from Publix because I don't have a spiralizer, but you what is it? Oh God, what is it? It's like a salad that you kind of make it into. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get me a spiralizer then, because I like that stuff. What is it called? It's like y'all know what I'm talking about. You take the noodle, you take the zucchini and make it into zucchini, and then you have like you can even add some cabbage to it, and then you sprinkle in maybe some beef stew or some beef. I can't think of the name of it. I just don't. My feet are cold. That's all I'm gonna say about that. All right, we're gonna do a dark color. What color? Oh, let's see how blue looks. Looking out over my yard, out my studio window. Kind of not coleslaw, but it's more think it's not coleslaw, but it's like think Chinese food. Think Chinese food. And something like that. I have everything except butternut. Butternut squash. I love it. So I use it with zucchini, butternut squash, carrots. So yeah, okay, we got carrots would be in it. Zucchini would be in it, not ratatouille. Look, you're going to make me run in the refrigerator and see what that bag of stuff is. But a friend of mine, she makes it, and it's her mom is Filipino, and so she made it, and it has all that stuff in it. So yeah, I like blue. I'm gonna go with blue. But is this big enough? This might not be big enough. I might have to sacrifice a flower. Might have to sacrifice a flower, and it'll be okay. So think about it from a not Mexican, but Filipino food. Think about that. And I want to say it, but I cannot think of what it is. There we go. I think that'll work. Not ratatouille. Nope. It's the stuff is pretty. It's like the spiral stuff. So kind of like what y'all are talking about. Now what that's making me do is making me want to go to the Chinese restaurant. That's what it's making me want to do. And then when I get there, I'm gonna be like, this is what I was talking about. Oh yeah, I like this. Let's put this one. Yeah, I like this. Just a little bit of blue to bring it out. Perfecto. Hold on. It's not beef stew. Um, well, not okay. Ramen will be the noodles that were used. Yeah, but so what do you call it? So yeah, it's kind of like because she said zoodles. So yes, kind of like ramen, but that's not the name either. That's why I thought Barb would be number one because yeah, you I really thought you would be able to get it. I don't know why I can't come up with it. You could also make sweet potato fries. Yes, I love sweet potato fries. I usually cut mine up. Oh, and Dawn, your lazy Susan. I love your lazy Susan. I think you're thinking, nope, that ain't it. I never heard of that name before. So, usually when I get it, when I order stuff from Hungry Root, they send it to me. And it's in a bag, and it puts you in the mind of coleslaw. But I put it in the put it in the pan with some oil, and I sauteed it, and then I put chicken over it. But it wasn't coleslaw, but it do put you in the mind of coleslaw. So I guess there's our trivia for today. I'm making garlic butter meatballs. Ooh, boy, I tell you, don't be cooking, boy. When I get the notion to cook, I'll cook. But it's going on into the third and fourth quarter. I really don't cook third quarter because it is panchy. Okay, if you say so, send me a pic. Yeah, send me. So look, send me a pic now, cause let me see. Cause I've never heard that name before. But I know when I go to a Chinese restaurant, I get it from a Chinese restaurant. And the young lady who made it for me. Good morning, Di. The young lady who made it for me, her mom is Filipino, and when she finished, like she put some noodles, it had some noodles. She had noodles to hers with all the veggies, and then when I was just, we got ready to go. I was just like, oh, can I I want what's left. Like I brought that home, and it was so good. Let me know when you send it because I have my phone on Do Not Disturb, so I won't get it. Oh, I'll see it on my laptop. Di, did you sleep well after such an exciting evening? Okay. That turned out very, very beautiful. And do y'all see how that rose looked like it's just sitting up there waiting to be plucked with the flowers as its supporting cast? And that yellow is just sitting on, oh, as the Italians say, mwah. And see, then I can take something like this and still use this. Okay, you sent the pic. Oh, yeah, I see it. Okay, hold on. No, but yes. Almost, Barb. Almost. Almost. But no. But that looks good. No, but that's not it. I'm gonna probably send her I'm gonna probably have to send her a text message and ask her what's the name of that food, what's that dish that she cooked. And or or Barb, maybe this is it. Maybe that could be it, and maybe she did different veggies. Maybe that could be it. Maybe. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look. Be right back. Hold on. Remember I told y'all I don't have a be right back sign, but be right back. Hold on. I'll see if I didn't use it and throw the thing away. Nope, I threw it away. Excuse me. I threw it away. So, oh, you know what, Dawn, since you're on here, I don't know if you were on last night when Di and I got to talking about the what she wanted to do when she showed her junk journal. When she showed that journal, it's not a junk journal to me. That's a journal. That journal is beautiful. Were you still on the live last night? Because I know you were on TV. Well, you're not talking about chow mein, are you? Chow mein? No, I know. I don't. It's not chow mein. Like she put beef stew in hers. Like it was vegetables and it was like cabbage, zucchini. So it might be. That's why I say it might be what you said, and she just maybe put the twist on it, but she didn't call it nothing like what you said. I did watch until till I fell asleep. So did you see the journal that she was talking about that she wants to Coptic stitch? And because you do bookbinding too, I want to know if maybe you would have a thought of how she can bind that book so that it has Coptic. I'm going to go down the rabbit hole of how. I'm going to look it up to see because I know it is. I'm thinking about it, but I think it's one of those things. So you did? Okay. So she wants to Coptic stitch it. Do you know how to do that? And then you can teach both of us. I feel like I can do it, but I feel like I'm so used to doing it with like going into itself. And being that she doesn't have one page that's going to go into itself, it's just like binding them. Yes, that could be it. Pinches can be made with just veggies or meat and veggies. Yeah. The picture you sent was close. So it could have been, but I love anything that's going to be, help me to eat well. Look at that. See, that turned out. We didn't waste it. It still turned out, but it worked out good that it came off of there. So it's kind of like I don't know what I do with it, but it's a little. Could be a little. Put a magnet under there. Maybe somebody can slide it. Be a bookmark. I don't know. I didn't want to throw it away. I thought it was cute. So that worked out. Um, There was another thing. I don't think I'm going to cut this one. I was just looking and seeing if I was going to make this one into a card, but I don't think I'm going to cut this one. Okay, now this one is dry. Remember we did this one, put this on there, and it's dry now, but it was on black paper. That was the other thing because they put it on Poonsi. No. Oh, I know. It's not. No. No. I would have anything that sounds something like that. You make me want to text her. Like, it was like a cuisine. It was, and the reason I say they sell it at the Chinese place. They don't sell what she did, but it kind of, there's something there that kind of reminds me of it, kind of. Um, and the Chinese place that we go and eat, it's like a buffet, and I can usually eat there, and it does not. As long as I don't drink a drink, it doesn't it doesn't spike my sugar. Like, my sugar will level up, it'll go up and it'll level out, and it works out that way. But what is this? I thought I saw something. Let me see. Nope, that's not. I'm gonna let y'all know. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. We definitely will talk about it. But oh, that was almost it right there. So I'm hungry now. All this food. Okay, my point of what I was talking. Let me get back. Squirrel. How did we get to talking about that? Talking about y'all start talking about zoodles, noodles. That's what it was. I was just like, wait a minute, I was not hungry. So how did I get hungry? And I'm not hungry enough that I want to go and drive, because to go to the Chinese place, I would have to drive. All right, this has dried. And this is the other magic of gouache. See how that laid on top of that? It's not going into it. It's not mixing. It's like layering. So that's the other thing. If you want to play, remember Chucky? I'm Chucky. Want to play? You can add things like so. That makes it pretty. And because I like flowers, now I understand why a lot of people that paint outside, or do portraits like landscapes, I see why they use gouache, because they can layer on top. Well, I covered that one completely up, but and it's on black paper. So let's pull this one off. And because you don't use that much water, you don't use water at all in your brush other than to pick up the pigment and wake it up. So it should go on, and you can use it on mixed media paper. Like, let's go and lay that on down. I got more water on here than need be. You can tell by the way it's going down. Okay, so what does everybody have for tomorrow? Because I'm going to be getting ready to get up. Today is Monday. We've hung out a little bit. Oh, that's pretty. On black paper. Nice. I'm going to try a little bit. Just sent you a be right back sign language made for you. Oh, snap. Where'd you send it to? Did you send it to my email? Do you have my email? Because you're supposed to be sending me an invoice too. Oh, Lord, I could have closed my emails. I got a lot of them. Oh, shouldn't have opened that up. Did you send it to my Instagram? Ooh, got a lot of messages over here. Tell I ain't been over here. Not language. A sign. Just sent you a be right back sign language made. Not language. A sign. Oh. Okay, done. So those zucchinis that you just sent me, just think about those zucchinis mixed up with some like cabbage, That's why I say coleslaw is the only thing. Oh, Facebook Messenger. Oh, Lord. Yeah, I have to. Now that's the place I don't go that often. Facebook Messenger have all my memories. It must ain't got there yet. Oh wait, are we friends on Facebook? So let me go over to my. How do you go to your stuff? Because I am curious. Gotcha. I just got to figure out where it is. Mm, Christopher Allen. Tomorrow, my daughter Beth and I are going to make a clay paint. Oh, palettes using seashells. Nice. Messenger bubble. Oh, unread. There we go. Boop, boop. Oh, that is so beautiful. Look at you. Y'all, listen. Let's download that. BRB is the file name. Boop. Look at you. Barb, where are you doing that at? That's going to be fun. Okay. This is kind of dry. So painting on black. And the reason I did it with the gouache is because you can't paint on black with watercolor. Not and get the effects like, it's like kind of painting with a marker. When the one guy did his thing, I was blown away. I was just like, well, just knock me over then. Let's just go in with some, like the blue. Like it just leaves it. It's going to be there. And if you want to see it, you can't tell that that's blue. So you got to go in with some other colors. So he did a whole painting on black paper. And then he used white to really highlight a lot. It was beautiful. I am going to try to remember to, what's that thing? Oh, I can't print it out because the printer that I'm using on my internet is not, it's not available. I mean, I can't switch it. That's what I'm saying. So we will have to show you guys when, after the live and I print it out. And then the next time I do, I'll be right back. Y'all will see it. It's cute. It's cute. So Barb and her daughter, they do some awesome things together. I love it. Okay, see the watercolor? It's just watercolor on paper. You didn't see any color. But the blues, the reds, you get to see all the colors because the difference in the gouache, this is where the difference in the gouache and the watercolor, even though the artist gouache shows up just like watercolors, because of the pigment, the gouache is going to show up on the black paper. I was floored. I was just literally floored when he like showed the whole thing. So I was just like, that's fun. And I had pulled this out to paint on it and try something on it. But now, there we go. I got to do it right here, live and in color. So we are going to warn us first if you're going to do the applause. Is it? I think so. I need to, what I realized that day when I did it, my laptop, because everything comes through Ecamm, right? And so even my speakers, how you hear me, comes through my laptop, literally, right? And so my volume, I realized afterwards, was high. So hence the applause was loud. But Yes, we'll just do a hand clap like that. So, because I can't even remember, like, what is it now? Like, do you hear me good now? Yeah, it's middle ways. I don't like headphone. Oh, you have headphones in. Yes. So that made it even worse. So I don't use, because it comes through my laptop, and I had a microphone and everything, but you know, I have a Mac and everything is good. So there's no need for no extra. Because when I go back and listen at my replays, I have to cut me down. I have a PG. Okay, I will not applaud. So you will not. We will not. We will not. Di, I enjoyed your stories last night about your Roddy. They had me when I looked at the dogs. I went over there. Was it last night? I can't remember if it was when I got off the live or whatever. But anyway, Simon ate, ripped up his crate mat. Like just ate it all up. Just broke it. I don't think he ate any of the pieces. I just think he had fun, you know, dismantling it. Isn't this yummy? It just makes me want to get some paper and just slide it through here. But it's already dry. Yes, the volume through your laptop is loud and clear. I heard the dog with the baby story. Dawn, was that not like, oh my God, I would have had another baby if one of my Roddies came in the door with my newborn baby or with one of my grands. Now, Lauren used to take to Azalea when she was a baby, but now Lauren no fool with nothing. She snapped at the puppy today, and she's under punishment. And she looked up at me. She looked up at me like, you know I don't do them, so I don't know why you brought her home. Okay, so that came out of this. We got all of this that came from that. It was funny. It was too funny. I was just like, no. It's like, so Di, here's the thing. Today's kids would have had that, what happened with you, the baby and the dog, they would have had that on video and had it out on TikTok, Instagram, going viral as they call it. Because their lives are 100%, everything is out there. Okay, check it. See, it's still drying. Look at that. That looks like the inside, and these look like the outside. It's just, you can look at it. It's like, I feel like it's a psychiatrist flower. You can look at it, close your eyes, look at it again, close your eyes, look at it again, and you're going to see something different. Like, look at the blue flowers, how they literally are popping out from back behind that, right? It's going to get gooder and gooder. And I'm going to keep adding to this because I want to see, when will Gouache say, baby, that's enough? Because the going up higher, the layering, that's what I loved about acrylic, is that it could take whatever I continued to put on it, but it did dry too quick. And gouache doesn't dry like that. The artist gouache doesn't dry like that. The acrylic gouache still kind of performs. It doesn't dry as fast, but it still kind of performs. Yep. I'm so glad I did all my shady stuff before the internet. Right? Mr. McCoy made it home, y'all. Can you bring me that Coke, please? He made it home. Everybody wants to know if you made it home. Did you get you some gas?
Yeah.
Do you want to go get something to eat?
Yes.
Or you got something you want to do here at the house? Thank you. I don't want the chips. Oh, it's not cold. I needed to drink it now. I'm down. I probably do need to eat because it's down, and that was going to just bring it up. Thank you, though. Appreciate it. Was that a yes or a no to some food?
Yes.
What you want to eat? You don't know? No. Okay, well, I got about maybe 10, 15 more minutes, and then we'll decide. Acrylic paint, you can use retarder to keep the paint open longer. Okay, let's talk about that, Di. And when you say that, let me show you something. And tell me if this is what that is. Oh, it is. I see it. Look, time I went over it, I got it. That's what I got. But it didn't work. I didn't like it. Because I got this. It says use to slow down the drying for acrylic. And hey, Ivy Pearl. It didn't do, and I didn't know if it needed to be another brand, huh? Say again. Yeah, you did. They're in a blue bag, but that's okay. It's okay. Yeah, I need the blue bag. The blue bag doesn't spike my sugar. I didn't buy those. You did. Sorry, guys. He bought the same chips. He was like, I got the wrong kind. Yup. It's okay. Ivy Pearl, how are you doing today? Happy Monday. I'm just still hanging out, and these people are still hanging out with me. We are working on, so let me tell you guys, I'm working on, for one, hanging out more because my analytics said that I needed to add more time for you guys because my people likes to watch me live. And I was just like, really? Oh, the liquid is better. Thank you. Okay. Ooh, and that stinks. Oh my goodness. I won't open that no more. Let's put that in the get rid of pile. Oh my God, that stinks. And see, remember, if y'all were on yesterday when I did the masking fluid, this didn't stink. And it did pretty good. Our flour did good. I don't know where it's at. I don't know what I did with it, but it's gone. It's not on the desk anymore. Okay, heading home, friends. All right, Paula K. Drive safely and hope you make it home. Wait, Pearl. We're saying bye to Ivy Pearl already. Nope. She's saying hello. Hello. No. Yeah, Paula K is leaving. That's what oh, this is what you use? Wait, okay. The Golden brand is a great one to use to slow down acrylic drying time. That's what I use. Okay. Okay. Because you know when I use, and do we use this on canvas? Barb, do you use this on canvas? Because only time I use acrylic is really on canvas. I don't use it on, I've never used it on paper, as a matter of fact. I think mine is Adler or... Try Liquitex, slow dry medium. I love Liquitex. And okay. I don't really use it. I haven't done anything. Most of the stuff when I use, okay, yes, on canvas. Yes, great. Because that's when I just have a little bit of, how do you say, which is why I think I'm loving the gouache. And I can do the gouache on the canvas because it's not like the watercolor, you can't really do it on canvas. And I've tried the watercolor canvas, but I still end up having to lay my easel down because, it is what it is. Just checked, it's Liquitex. Okay, I'll do that. I'll go. So we might go to the Chinese restaurant and then I'll stop by Hobby Lobby and get some. Most of the people are texting. Oh, who is that? Oh, that would be Crystal. I was going to say, not everybody can get through my do not disturb. Only certain people can get through my do not disturb. And when it comes through, I'm just like, wait, who is that? And most people think I'm usually done by 4. But, that's what I was explaining. Look at this. Y'all, look at this. I looked at it on my screen. And just my zucchini is zoodled. Okay. Now, Dawn, real quick, do you saute those? Like, how do you cook your zucchini? I'm going to need a picture of your food if you go to the Chinese restaurant, please. Oh, okay. But I don't think that's where it is. Like, it's kind of like it is. But if I do go, I'll send you a picture of what it kind of is. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to text... God, I can't even think her name now. I'm going to text her and ask her, what's that food you cooked for us? And everybody loved it. Like they had been with her before and she had cooked it. So, yeah. But doesn't this look good? Like, look at this. Look at this mess. I think it's beautiful. But then you look over here and you see what came out of this. And that, look at all that combining in there. And this got started last night on Dai's channel. And I added the blue because we are still doing monochromatic colors. So blue was the color today. And because this is still talking to me, I added the blue. I did put some yellow in the centers, but we still doing monochromatic. Now, when we move into September, we're going to be combining gouache and watercolors. My two loves are going to get married, and we're going to do what I did on yesterday with these cards, which was watercolor first, and then we put gouache, combined them, and they just turned out so beautiful. These cards, they're so beautiful, just beautiful. But the more I look at, like, this is drying, and it looks like how this is. Just look at it. I'm not gonna tell you what I think, because what I see and you see, it's gonna be different. So you just look at it. I'm gonna leave it sitting here. So yes, saute and steam tonight. I'm sauteing with garlic butter, right, with the meatballs. Okay, great. Okay, so y'all know that I'm here on YouTube to do all things YouTube. Not so much stress, not so much if it happens, it happens. It's not like I'm going to cry if it doesn't happen. But I'm not necessarily wanting it to be the big monetizing, the ads and all that thing. But I do want my membership to be on YouTube, because YouTube is where I do spend a lot of time with you guys. I do enjoy hanging out with you guys. And I want my membership to be over here. So like it says, I got to have 1,000. Well, it said I needed 500 subscribers and 3,000 watch hours. Where I've just learned, and I don't know if this is going to be news to y'all, but I just learned that your shorts don't count towards your watch hours. Didn't know that. Been doing all of these shorts, throwing them up there, boom, boom, boom. So hence, you'll see a lot of videos are starting to come out for me with Willow. It's videos, because that's where they said YouTube said I need to improve, is I don't have a lot of video time, and maybe my new audience that's coming would like video and not live stream. Like, we are here, we love live stream, we love the chat, we can hang out. Like, I feel so upset and so displaced if I miss a live that I want to be in, because it's more of the chat that I want to hang out and chat about, all the things. And then when you do team replay, you just you're listening and you kind of hear one side. So if I'm laughing, then maybe people are like trying to figure out what you're laughing at, which is why I read the chat, so that I can say, Dawn said in the chat, and then it kind of brings it a little together. So, and I do appreciate Team Replay, because Team Replay has good numbers for my lives. And so it said, do more time on my Monday and Wednesday lives. And I was just like, well, I'll have to do it on Monday. Can't do it on Wednesday. And so then I put all of that information into ChatGPT. ChatGPT came up and gave me a plan. And so I said, can't do lives on Wednesday late. It says, well, you can start lives early on Wednesday. And I thought about it, and I was like, well, can I? And I was like, I think I can, because I'm the first one on Wednesday. And then from there, we go and follow everybody else. So my thing here, this is my little YouTube plug. If you are wanting to do all the things, don't jump on YouTube and try to do it all. Like, if you go viral, you go viral. It happens. People do it. People are being, they're doing their thing, right? But for me, I wanted my audience to be a specific audience. One, in what I do, because I'm not always doing, I'm sometimes, like I'm talking now about, like today, we're talking about the life you dreamed about. So if you dreamed about, the life you dreamed about includes YouTube, then this is where this is going to be some helpful information. Di says, my live replays must sound really weird. Well, Di, haven't been on yours? Yeah. And be like, what she's laughing at? But now, because that's how I started out with you, Di, was watching your replays. Because I was like, golly, her chat is live. There's a lot going on in her chat. Yours and Bitty Penny's, I started out watching on replay. because it was I could be concentrating on what y'all are doing, but then it's like, what in the world? And Bitty Penny, she reads her chat like way behind, so it don't matter on replay, right? But then it'd be like, oh, what was she laughing at? And so now that I'm in your chat, I'm like, I get it now. I get it. And then when you'll be like, I'm not reading that, and I'll be in the replay, be like, read it, please, so I can know what it says. Because it made you laugh, or it made you say something like, don't get banned, don't let me ban you. And I was like, oh my God, what is that? So now I had to start, what made me come in and join. So I would be in the loft, as they call it, in the loft or an attic. I would still be watching, but I was like, I need to figure out what's going on in her chat. Because in the beginning, when I started last year, we started with the team. We had the team. It was Barb. We had Barb. We had Dawn. We had the other Dawn. We had Sarah. We had Bernadette. Crystal would pop in every now and then. But my thing never got past like 4 or 5 views. So I could handle my chat, right? So I'd be like, oh my goodness, she got about 30 people in here. Like, look at her reading the chat. And then Cookie Wookie would be, doing the thing. So that is what I love about the live. I love the interactions. I love the fact that if I ask you a question in the chat, you can verbalize it. I can hear it and I can be like, okay, got it. Right? Or if you ask me a question in the chat, then I can show you because that's what you need. It works. And for the people that don't want to hear none of that and they just want team replay, it works for them too. So that's why I think YouTube is a good place to find not so much your niche, but your community, your people. Like, I didn't want to do the niche down. I wanted to do it based on not what I'm doing, but I'm here to create joy. I'm here to inspire people to get up after life has slapped the hell out of them. That is it. So what I choose to do on the desk time, sometimes it's different. And now that I've turned my whole YouTube into like a podcast, Monday and Wednesday is a podcast, now it has its own little thing. Yeah, Cookie Wookie is your lifesaver. But you get caught up in what you're doing. And I'm starting to learn that the more, like, I think the most I've had in my chat was like 21, 22. But 21 people were signed into my live, but it still wasn't 21 people chatting. So that kind of worked because there's a lot of people. And that's why when I talk, I like to talk to people that even are just here and thank them for being here and thank them for spending their time with me, because I count it an honor that you choose to be here every single time you see the light on, right? And it's just like, until we meet again and until you decide you want to join the chat, it's no stress. I enjoy the subscribers, and I hope that everybody that has subscribed to my channel, I hope that I'm a beaming light so that they can find joy. Share the joy, share the grief, share the dreams and disappointments. A little too authentic over here. Sometimes when Mr. McCoy says some things, I'd be like, oh, was that a little bit too much? So I kind of, don't bring him forward as much unless he gets in the chat. Now, when he get in the chat, then he's fair game. But I try to be transparent because I feel like life has already been a little embellished with a lot of trinkets and a lot of lies that people think from, definitely now on YouTube and not YouTube. Well, yeah, on YouTube, but Instagram and TikTok. People think people's houses like are just white all the time. It's clean all the time. And I tell people, I have a house, it's lived in. So, I have dogs. You might, we come in and out. You might have some dog hairs. The kitchen, try to keep it clean. But you might come over one time when it's not clean. I have a house that's lived in. And some people, they drive their wives or husbands crazy trying to keep up that image that they see on Instagram. Or they see that person that's living that life and they think that they're living that life. My son is a great example. He lived his life very publicly, very, very much out on Snapchat. I don't even have Snapchat anymore. I had Snapchat just to keep up with him. But there's no need anymore. but Instagram. So when he was killed, everybody went down the rabbit hole of, oh, that was his life. It wasn't his life. It was the fun that he put out there, and that's how he made it look. Now, for as the weed smoking, now yes, he traded in the drugs, the pills that the doctors was giving him to smoke, and he said he functioned so much better than the medicine that they gave him. It would make him sleepy, and he just couldn't function, like he couldn't drive, and he's just like, that's just taking my life. I don't want that. And they were just like, well, we need to change the meds. Man, I don't need you to change no meds. I got people running at me because he played football. I need to find something that's going to work for me. So that's how that was. And I like to be authentic over here. I like to tell you, like yesterday, I wanted to come on. It was my 18th anniversary of my daughter and my granddaughter. I wanted them to know. I wanted people that showed up to know I'm here working through today. I'm not there. I might start crying today. So yesterday was very transparent. And that part I like, I love, and I'm not going to back down on it. I'm not, and I'm not trying to I'm just trying to be me. I'm trying to be who God has called me to be. And that's just it. I have a sign. It says, if you have come to see me, come right in. If you've come to see my house, make it. Oh my God, I love that. Now that's funny. But now in my yard, even with my yard, I probably am more cognizant of what my yard looks like than I more so am in my house. And I probably say that now because it's just William and I, and there's no kids in here, so there's nobody really to mess it up. So if it's pretty clean, it stays clean, right? And the dogs are not inside, they're in their own dog house. So that's probably why. But my yard, I like lines in my grass. Mr. McCoy likes lines in everybody else's grass, but he don't like to put lines in my grass. This one is pretty too, so let's let that one get some time too. I think these are so pretty. Look how that dry in them layers. Oh, okay, but I'm gonna get off of here because I'm hungry now. We done talked about food and I'm hungry, and I feel like the algorithm, I will see, because this is the first time I've done longer live on yesterday and today, and we're gonna see if the algorithm is right. But I only need 700 more watch hours, because I have 3,600 watch hours, but the shorts. It doesn't include shorts. So if you happen to be scrolling through, or you're watching it and you're doing all the things and you're trying to get, maybe you want to be monetized. That's people's admirations and all of that. That works out. And aspirations. That's what it is. And great. Just take time to still take time for you, so that you don't really overwhelm yourself with a lot of things. And know too that, going viral, it might not be for you. It might be time for you to just develop your community, which is what I'm over here doing. Pretty much people that subscribe to my channel, all I can say is they love me slap paint on paper, or they love me talking, or they love me talking about the dogs. That's it. And every now and then you get a little husband and wife chat, but most of the time I try to stay away from that because I'm not a counselor in that regard. I want nobody to take no information that me and Mr. McCoy do over here on Easy Living Ranch and say, well, that girl on YouTube said, hey, what works for me and Mr. McCoy may not work for your house. So as for me and my house, we shall serve the Lord, cuss a little bit every now and then amongst ourselves, but that's just us. And God still loves us. Right? Okay, guys. Thank you. Listen, thank you guys for hanging out once again. Remember, I take it not robbery. I do not. I thank you for spending this time with me. I do. Now I'm going to eat. So if you're still here on Team Replay and you haven't subscribed to the channel, and any of what I've said or anything that I've done or somewhere in here you liked our little chat or whatever, do hit that subscribe button and that bell notification all, because I do show up outside of Monday and Wednesday. I'm out in the yard and doing something. So you hopefully get the notification that I'm live. All right, guys. Dawn is making it worse over here. Dawn, what are you doing? All that bottom flower has the makings of bird feathers. Oh, this one, yes. You know, I did it with that brush. It does. It really does. Look at. So we're gonna let these dry. They're still gonna dry. Yeah, I'm getting ready to go eat. The thing of it is, y'all, I gotta drive 20 minutes, 25 miles to go get what I want. We gonna see when I cut this live off. We gonna see if it's gonna happen. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. All right, guys. I will see you Wednesday, same time, 3 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, unless the Lord says something otherwise. Other than that, bye. Wish you all had smell-a-tube. Oh, Lord, you want us to smell your food? Okay, Dawn the one started the food conversation. Just to back it in and let everybody know, it was Dawn. All right, I'm gone now. Toodles.